this ever-growing world, with the fast pace of media outlets, there's an overwhelming amount of content to consume. And so, as a content creator seeking for attention, there begs one question: is my art worth your time? A bold question to ask for some random guy drawing meaningless images on the internet. And looking back on my work, I wouldn't blame you for thinking that it's just that. A bunch of random cartoons that look good. But it's more than that. Let me explain. Well, the best example for me to give is something that everyone can relate to. Music. See, on my personal collection, there's 288 albums, 5,000 tracks, and that doesn't even begin to count the collection I have of new discoveries on SoundCloud and Spotify. And what's the common thread? One. Meaning in a lot of these pieces of art. From the most obscure of hidden themes to blatantly surface level lyrics, there's always meaning. And that's what I pay attention to. From an outside perspective, it seems like the most childish thing to tell the world about what's troubling you. And some may say that it's even close to throwing a tantrum. But that isn't it. It's an outlet. A speech to anyone who's going through the same thing. And anyone paying attention to the lyrics has a deep connection to the music. The crazy thing is that sometimes it isn't even a lyric. It could be a chord or a melody that speaks volumes. And that type of music that speaks volumes is the type of art that you give time. Time to listen back and hear the part that speaks to you over and over again. Time to research the meaning of the lyrics that are hidden behind layers of symbolism, and time to add it to a playlist that you listen to often. Even though the themes aren't as deep, such as social justice, it could be something just as simple as not being able to warm your food in a microwave, but it's still something that's worth your time. And that is exactly what I'm trying to do. With a large variety of different types of imagery, I put in my experiences and memories, almost like a visual diary, speaking through the art, even though there's meanings that I will never actually be able to put into words, or rather I can't put into words, but choose visual language in the most abstract way. Let me show you. February 11, 2019. Feeling kind of down in the dumps right now because I'm fat. No other way to put it. And even though I know that the best way is to try and get fit, there's always the temptation for snacking. And the worst thing about it is having whispers of people laughing and knowing that it's me being ridiculed, even though sometimes it may just be my paranoia. And the worst thing is comparing myself to how all the ladies are looking at the buff guys. February 15th, 2019. Feeling a bit of growth socially, and the best way to show that is through flowers growing. We have a bit of dandelions, flowers showering, and a peak of naughtiness in between. But day seems brighter. February 27th, 2019. Feel like I'm being watched, having more attention than I'm usually used to. Things seem to be moving fast, and it's all exploding out of one pot. Seems more than I can handle. It's Valentine's, and though everyone is always looking forward to the bright side of Valentine's, I think I'm going to try and make it dark. Lonely as always, don't have anybody to spend it with. March 2nd, 2019. Girl I like, or girl I have a crush on, told me that I'm acting cool and hard to get. Best way to symbolize that I am so cool. March 13th, 2019. That lava will not melt my eyes. Feeling kind of lonely in a bubble. There's a lot of people around me and had a very funny conversation. Everyone seems to have feeling like social interactions. Ended up inspiring. Feelings of anxiety. Have a friend who is kind of a different form of art I can never. Came up with a symbolism of ice as a chicken. Let me tell you that I look. And all May 14th, 2019. Got an overwhelming feeling of love. So mind-blowing that it was the only way I could express it is literally having my mind blown. And you see that hole in the chest? I don't know whether this is true or just a figment of my imagination, but I actually felt warmth in my chest. May 20th, 2019. Feeling grateful for this means of imagination. Somehow I'm always able to keep this constant and having weird images pop up through my head. It looks crazy, feels 2019, but I'm glad that I have for this small circle I have. It's not as small as it may be, that's how I like it. But what I'm grateful is my collection of, even though is my closeness to the universe, having and a bright sunshine. This color introduced into my life. Those 2 letters that you may have from October finding 23rd, those 2 letters. Finally got to do a canvas painting of that little drawing in 2019. Feeling like my heart and mind are this. I want to date, even though I never had a before. My heart, but it was 2019. But the question still stands. So the question still stands. Is my art worth your time? Well, that's a question I can't really answer because that's up to you. But at the very least, I have given you a point of consideration. I may not be addressing any life-changing topics, but it is meaning that births my work. Without meaning, there's no art. So go ahead. Ask. Maybe we could have a conversation, and the art may just be about you.